And so, officially, this is what it's become. There you go. So this is the completely redesigned, redecorated new room anyway. So as you can see, we've gone with the grey walls. Grey's rather in at the moment from what I understand, which is quite good. So we've picked a nice colour there. The skirting board's done. Nicely done. And that's a gap there. That was where a built-in wardrobe was years and years ago. I'll come to the carpet in a minute. So we've got some sockets over there. The old Virgin Media connection in the corner there, just for old time's sake, if I can show that there. It's actually the old Telewest communications box, which is before Cable Midlands and Virgin Media and all that business. There's the orange blind there. We may change the colour on the blind, not quite sure yet. There is a curtain rail to go up there at some point. You can see there's a light. I'll try not to show too much, that'll block everything out. But the important thing about the light, that's a new light fitting on that, was, you can maybe see there. So we've moved that along and done that. So the wallpaper was taken off, it was that horrible acrylic stuff. The backing paper was taken off, the walls were cleaned and white. We got 3 coats, I think, of white paint on there. Everything was filled, all the holes, little indentations was filled, all done. Ceiling was repainted. Had to re-stick some of the wallpaper back off because the been up there so long, the wallpaper basically dried and come off. What else? Yeah, painted, and then one coat of paint is paint Hamilton paint from B&Q. Can fully recommend it. Just one coat of paint on there. It's really, really good. New socket fronts there. You'll see there's a new socket cover there, and there's one down there as well. Well, that's all done. So the only thing that happened now in here is for the carpet. Now the carpet you can see there. This is my old carpet from when I was a teenager. Yeah, I appreciate there are some white stains on the floor. You can make your own judgment up on that one, but that is actually paint. That's been there this week because we get the carpet replaced. Carpet has been changed on the 5th of November. And then once the carpet's changed, then the units can come in. Now this is where the units are going to be going. That's the doorway there. And the units are going to be going down that wall. So there'll be 3 units there. 60 wide, 360 wide units. 180 centimetre into the corner, and then 2 other units, 160, 140 wide, and that should give me altogether 6 units, enough space hopefully. Also as well, a little bit of room on top, so if anything does overspill. The interesting thing is going to be whether it's all going to fit or not. I just have absolutely no idea. 2 schools of thought at the moment. I think it isn't, Mrs. Bear thinks it is. We shall have to see. A television will be going. There's a stand and a 42-inch plasma television waiting to come from my work. They were throwing it out. The television is 10 years old, but it's got all the HDMI. It's got HDMI and it's got SCART as well, and the aerial. So it's ideal for setting up if I wanted to drag something through and play. It's got a stand as well, which is attached to. So that'll be dropped off to work on Monday. From work Monday the 8th. Wardrobe will go back into there where it was before. Because it does remain a bedroom. It's not a gaming room as such. It's not going to be all my games are going to end up in here. This is where the overspill is going to be. If you see in the previous photographs, that's where they were. This is where it's going to be. I'm very excited to look at it. Great. I'll spin around and just move over here. This is where this built-in wardrobe was years and years ago. And then so wardrobe there. I'm going to have some bedroom furniture, chest of drawers or something, and a little bedside cabinet either side, and the bed is going to go back in there. So there should be enough space in here to walk through, maybe even room for a little chair or something here, I don't know. Possibly because these units are only going to come out sort of 40 centimetres, so there's not an awful lot of space taken up by these. It should be a nice little neat fit into the corner. Enough room for the TV stand to go in there, and the wardrobes don't clash too much, and then that's it. But yeah, and then you say new curtain pole to go on the curtains we're keeping from before. We may change the slats as we said, but the orange goes quite well with the grey, so we'll have to see. But yeah, so that's what it looks like now. Cost was yeah, rather expensive, but I'll get to that a bit later when we do a final tour and it's all done and dusted. But the big thing is now 5th of November, carpet in, 6th of November, the units arriving, being delivered, and hopefully that weekend, 6th and 7th of November, the cabinets will be assembled, and then I can start taking my stuff back out of storage once I work out where everything is going to go. And then hopefully by the end of week commencing the 5th of week commencing the 8th of November, we should have everything done. It's got to be, because I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. Excuse my fingers, there's my finger. Hello. Yeah, excuse that, because I don't need to do this very often. So there you go. It's going to be good when it finishes. Right then, so this is now day after the carpet's gone in. And as you can see, I'm showing you a picture of the wall. Oh dear, was the carpet a bad mistake? Was it a good mistake? We don't really know. I'll let you make your own minds up when I go, ta-da! And I think that is a right result. Yeah, really pleased with that. That is a really thick carpet. Now I can just try and show you how thick it is. I put my Jeffrey Boycott pitch report hat on. You can see here, where's my finger? There we go. So as you can see, that's the carpet there. And if I just get a bit closer, you can see my finger there. There we go, fingernail. Just maybe just try and see how far that goes in. Maybe you can't see it from there, I don't know. But the top of the carpet sort of goes up to about. I'll bury my finger in there a little bit. This is really terrible. Sorry about this. But it goes up to about the end of my fingernail, which is there. My fingernail sort of starts at the bottom. Anyway, yeah, so it goes to about there, covers the entire tip of the finger. It's really deep cover. You see there how deep it is. Look at that hole there. I'll just go like that. There we go. So a really, really deep pile carpet. So it's going to take some looking after, certainly. And with the underlay as well, it's completely different. It's really interesting because none of the other carpets in the house actually have underlay on them. Which is amazing when you think about it. In fact, if I walk off here and go back out into the landing to that awful colour out there, it feels a little bit different on your feet. It feels like you're actually walking on basically bare boards with a bare minimum coverage of carpet on it. But there we go, so nice thick carpet, and like I said, this was a good price. This was an offcut, believe it or not, an offcut of carpet. So the carpet to cover this room was about £110. That's just the carpet. Everything else on top of it pushed it way above that, as it does. You have the grippers, and you have the grip at the door, and you have the underlay. You don't have to have underlay. We probably could have got away with it actually this time, but no, it's really nice. So this is the day after the carpets arrived. Fantastically to announce that the cabinets arrived at just short of 8 o'clock this morning, which is Saturday the 6th of November. So the next stage, they need to spend probably today and tomorrow assembling the cabinets into this side of the room, and then from there everything will start to come back in, and it should start to resemble what it was before. And then the television, which I'm getting from work, will go there, and that will be the last thing to come back on Monday, furniture wise. And then all I need to do is start pulling the stuff out of storage to fit the space, which will all become apparent a bit later on. Right, so I'm filming this the other way around, so I'm going to show you exactly what we've done in a second. But this is now Tuesday the 9th of November, and I'm pleased to say that most of the manual labour has been done. There are a few finishing touches to be done, taken care of, but the general opinion is that everything construction wise and lumping together has pretty much been sorted out. So you want to see the finished results, don't you? So let's turn around. So this is what we've actually ended up with, and there you go. Now, oh, that's zoomed in. I'll take that back out again. I might just move around the other side of the room because it might be easy to show you that. Let's go around here. There we go. So as you can see, this is the end result. and these are the cabinets that have been installed. That's the television which I got from work, which is a 42-inch Panasonic Plasma. It's about 15 years old. It's not brand new. It came in to work as a second-hand part exchange, which we decided at work that nobody would want except myself. But it's got a great stand. That cost about 2,500 nicker brand new when it first came out. I think you can get it for about 30 or 40 quid off eBay or Facebook if you want something like that. But it's in working order. It will do. It's got the capacity there to, as you can see, put some, put probably 2 or 3 consoles across each shelf. Just connect them all up that way. Put a DVD recorder, DVD VCR combi I've got downstairs. I can put that on there, and it'll work perfectly fine. It'll function nicely in here. It's not here to play games, or it's not here to be viewed as television. Just simply there to go with that. It gives a little bit of a headache in the corner because of how far it sticks out. I ideally wanted it going across a chimney breast, but it's not too problematic. The only issue we've now got is that the wardrobe that was in there originally now won't go back in. So we'll get rid of that at some point and get a new one put in. Obviously you can see tools on the floor. We've been busy. 3 days this has taken. So the carpet which went in on the 5th of November, that went in about 45 minutes. 11 by 8, 12 by 2 room. Very, very good, very, very quick. And they didn't charge me as much as they said they were going to do either. They actually charged me £10 less. So that was a bonus. That's always good, isn't it? And then we got a text off IKEA on the Friday afternoon to say that they were delivering these units on Saturday morning between 7 and 11. And they turned up just on 8 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of wood here. Now, what you'll notice, if I just turn it that way slightly, give you a better angle. There we go. I should have thought about that at the start, shouldn't I? Oh, sorry, fingers again. I must stop doing that. I have mentioned this to people. These aren't actually bedroom cabinets. These aren't actually standard cases. These are kitchen cabinets. Okay, and the reason we've gone for kitchen cabinets is because they're equally as good, and the fact is we couldn't get, getting hold of Billy bookcases and Kallax units at the moment is absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest with you, these have got the doors on as well. And the doors are actually a light grey. It's commonly seeing this light, but it just complements the dark wall, darker grey on the wall, the light grey there. And actually during daylight, they look even a sort of very strange azure blue. It's quite strange. And the reason we had them because they got doors on them. And the whole purpose of this room is here to have these as storage. This is not to put on display. This is not something I'm going to be moving in here and doing videos from and showing people off. These are simply display. So these are simply storage units only, not display. There will be items displayed across the top of the shelf there, across the top, because I won't get everything in here. But this is just simply out of the way, out of mind, nice and tidy, and you can see we can use the room as a bedroom. There's still plenty of space in here. We want to get a cabinet either side of the bed. I'm in the corner here and do that. We bought a curtain pole today to go up there. That will go up and probably change the slats. There's still a little bit of work to be done in here. So it's probably another few hundred quid to throw at this yet. I'll just show you some of these cabinets now. There we go. Fingers again, Mr. Bear. Fingers, right. Let's show you these cabinets. So what we've got here, I'll just move it over here just so it's slightly, yes. So we've got 3. So 1, 2, 3 60 wide, 4 60 wide, and a 40 on the end. And this one here is an 80. Now what you can see here is the more attuned notice there's a door there. Now that's been designed, it's not a cock-up. I haven't gone too big, too small, because 4 60s across here probably would have been too short, 5 would have been too many. So we went for 4 into the corner, 3 there and 1 into the corner, and then that's an 80 in there. And yes, okay, the door is on and the door is blocked off. That's not a problem. You can still get in there and you can still use the space. Now, I'll just show you the inside of the 60, because it's all very uniform across the board. Now, again, you can just see here how we set these up. So the shelves have gone in. And there's plenty of space in here, shelf-wise. And these have just been set up at the moment. There's no real plan, firm idea of what's going on. But we'll show you the prototype cabinet in a second. Because there's plenty of space there, nice deep, 30, we were talking, what were we, 60 wide, 37 deep, so there's good space in there. It really went together amazingly well. It was so simple to put in. Everything here, these are all push in now. You know, you just hammer screw and you just push those into the holes. They lock in place. They clip on, dead easy. You've got the under there. You can see there's a little brackets going there, and they can move those around as well. It just went together so easily. The only problem we had was an issue with the walls down this side here. The only issue we had was there. And that was because the wall isn't straight, the chimney breast isn't straight. That was the only problem we had. Everything else went up straight for. There's a plinth under there, you can't see his feet under each one as well. We've all secured the wall, been screwed into the wall, so everything is 100%. They are also, which is really good, soft closers as well. There you go, soft closing doors. So it's really good, really good. I'll show you this one here, because this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting. So this is the 60 we put in. Oh, I've left some games in there. Now the idea is, like I said, this is storage. This isn't display. So the idea is here, they stay up. There we go. So I can store games like that. Now I've worked it out. I could probably get 160, 170 DVD cases in there. Now a lot of my collections, for example, my 360 collection, would fit onto 2 shelves. So my 360 collection would fit there. That's it. I could then fit my PlayStation 3 collection probably in them 2 shelves as well. By doing that, I've taken 5 massive containers off the floor. I've used up 2 shelves. I've still got all this space here to put other stuff into it. So there was my initial thought, are we going to be losing the games in the space? I think we probably will. And so hopefully, even if I fill those 2 spaces there, I'm still going to have space elsewhere for it. I've still got overspill at the top. I've still got overspill down here. I can move those around. They ain't set. I can move those slightly and adjust them how I want to. So that's great. So he said that stays like that. That's been. Now, of course, again, I know what a lot of people will say is, well, if you do that, you won't know what games are in there. Well, don't worry about that, because I keep my stuff alphabetical. Okay, everyone knows about it. I try and keep everything in alphabetical order. So I know that I start here in my Xbox 360, all the A stuff's going to be here, and it will just go through alphabet, behind, whatever. Worst comes to the worst, I've got my list on my tablet, or another idea here is perhaps putting a booklet or a docket somewhere. So if I need to find a game, I know exactly where it's going to be. Now, you might think that's probably a bit overkill, but needs must, people. Needs must. It's either that or a lot of it's going to go. And this is the last hurrah. After this, there is nowhere else for anything to go. There is some bulky stuff I'm worried about, but you know, a lot of it again will go on top of the shelf. There's a lot of space up there. Now the 41 is the interesting one. Like all soft close, beautiful. And I'm going to get some door handles. They actually come without door handles. These. There's no space for the door handles, as you can see on the inside. So we're just trying to look for some handles to buy. Now, you can see we've done things slightly differently here. This is in comparison because of this cupboard in the corner. I think probably this one here is going to be most of the bulky stuff is going to go. So I've got like Skylander sets, Disney Infinity, boxing glove sets, dance mats, all sorts. We've set it up like that, and then down here we've left a big space. I've got lots of loose consoles spare, like I've got excess N64s and Dreamcasts and PlayStations. They're probably going to end up down there stacked up. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that, and I can get those in there. You can just try and get in here and just try to show you. You know, it's not massively far out of the way. So again, that's probably going to be more a hidden storage in the corner. But by doing it that way, we actually had 2 shelves left over, one of which is over there by the old Dyson. So the other one we cut in half, made to measure on this shelf, and this is primarily, as you can see, going to be for the 8-bit stuff. And by the 8-bit stuff, I mean the 8-bit micro stuff. Again, working with this basis here, I can get on here 5 rows of 20 to 22 tapes. Single tapes like that, okay? That's 100 to 110 per shelf. Now I know most of my Commodore 64 stuff will probably fill half of that, easily. Okay, that will fill half the shelf. I've got Spectrum stuff to fill in there, which is probably in the hundreds. So again, probably 1 shelf, maybe 1.5 shelves. The Amstrad stuff I haven't started. So again, all my 8-bit stuff at the moment, which is in a sort of unit on wheels, and in loads of storage boxes downstairs in the front room will all fit into that. Therefore, clearing space downstairs, clearing space in the bedroom where that unit is, a portable unit on wheels is, and everything will go in there. And again, if I categorise it correctly and put lists up and I know where things are, then it will work. I mean, yeah, okay, it's not exactly how most people would do it, but this isn't a games room. This is the guest bedroom. This is where people would stay. If you're ever lucky to come here, if you're ever passing by, you would stay in this room. And this is it, you see. So we've still got to put the door on. We've still got to put the cabinets in the bedside. Mrs. Bear's bought a throne for the bed today, which sadly isn't quite as big as you thought it was. We'll try and find a way around that. The carpet is beautiful. There's a real deep pile, as you've seen in the other videos. Bit of work to do on that. Bit of work to do on that as well. And this is it. So this is for story only. The gaming pantry, where the videos are done and the games are played, will still be a gaming pantry. It will still be where all the good stuff is. That is probably going to have the wall of Wii still behind me. Maybe the PlayStation 2 wall may come in here, I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but there's going to be more. Certainly the Xbox collection, the original Xbox, is going to come out of there, and that will end up in one of these units. And then that will give me more space. Certainly the Wii U stuff will come out of there, as well the mini consoles, which are in front of the shelves, will come out of there and into here. And then I will use probably that space in there to put the proper retro stuff in them, you know, the Master System, the NES, the Mega Drive, the NES, the N64, etc. All that stuff will be spread out better in there, and hopefully I'll have a better idea of where I am with that. But I think, realistically, that in here, this unit, these units of units all secured together, will provide the solution to the problem that we've been asking ourselves for quite some time, is where is all my shit going to go? The only problem is now is that most of that shit is down the store, which will be starting is the next programme of things. I spent 3 days, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, doing all this with Mrs. Bear. We've had a bit of a day off today. We've done some shopping today, and then tomorrow we'll probably start pulling stuff out the store over the next day and a half, and then I'll start finding room for everything, and that's going to be another couple of days. So I think probably by the time we only get to maybe Saturday, hopefully, everything might be where it should be, and I can then start enjoying my remaining 2 days of holiday. Never worked so hard in a few days period. I thought I should have a week off work for some time off. I've been going back to work thinking I've now got 5 weeks to go before Christmas, but there we go. Now, as you're keeping score at home, television was free. Okay, I say free because it cost me a tiny delivery fee from work, because that telly is bloody heavy. We had to disassemble. I had to ask work to deassemble that, because you can do it, just screw it in there. But it's an incredibly heavy thing. You wouldn't move that on your own. The stand is quite light. The television, it took 2 of us to get upstairs. It's very, very heavy. It's about 30 odd kilograms, I think it was. More than that. It's very heavy television. I can't remember now anyway. The carpet itself, as we said, was about 380 quid, including the fitting. We probably dumped about £100 on paint and decorating material, so we're probably up to, you know, with that there, probably up to about 400-500 quid, probably about 450-500 quid. And then they said the units themselves, there was a delivery charge from IKEA on top of that, so £40 of the cost of these was delivery, but that's coming in around about 700, just over £700 for those units. So 6 units, £700. A lot of money, but it's going to save, you know, so we got a nice room out of it. The light, we mentioned the light cost about 50 quid as well. So yeah, probably somewhere in the region of somewhere between 11 and 1200 quid. We haven't finished yet, but you know, it's the nicest room in the house. We should probably move into here permanently at some point. It's all been worth it, you know, that money being spent to put all that together. So again, word of warning to people who start to get into collection: make sure you've got enough space before you start, because this is where it really starts to bite. But it's a job well done. I'm very pleased with it. We'll get the knobs and the doors. We'll start filling these up. I'll probably do another video when I fill them so you can see where everything is and how it's worked out. But initially my thoughts were we may have too little space, but I think now we may have probably just enough. So there you go. Do it when you're young as well, because when you start doing it at my age, it done half ache, and it done half take a few days to get over it. And I ain't finished yet.